Kenny, you've always emphasised about good starts to a season. Can you ever imagine that it was going to be this good?
No, it's been a great points return. We've got a lot of things right, but we also feel that there's things we can improve on as well. And while we're determined to keep going, we're focused on keeping what we've got, but work very, very hard at making sure we can keep going forward and we can keep improving and as a side developing.
Sunderland drew at home on Tuesday. Barnsley drew at home. Peterborough haven't won at home for 3 games. Is it becoming more difficult in the modern day to play football at home?
Yeah, maybe that's the case, but for us, we have a fantastic ground in Fratton Park, a first-class crowd that want to get behind us, and I only see it as an advantage now. It's our advantage to make sure that we tap into that. From the opposition's point of view, they'll be looking at the psychology of keeping it tight early on, turning the crowd, those type of things. But for us, I can only see our home as an advantage for us, and it's something that nobody's going to give us the points, but if we can tap into that and use it, it can be the bedrock of a very good promotion push. Fratton Park, there's no doubt about that. A couple of sticky games at home, definitely, in Wycombe and Shrewsbury lately, but that doesn't necessarily worry me. Just makes me sort of more determined to crack it, really. Also, though, a couple of really good games as well. In terms of Oxford, I did think was real high in terms of the football that we've played. So mixed bag so far, without it being bad.
Already beaten Gillingham once this season. What do you expect on Saturday?
Yeah, different teams this Saturday from that Checker Trade Trophy, and different game totally. Gillingham played quite a number of younger players on that particular day and did all right up to a point, but probably our experience told by the end. But different day, totally different sides. For me, I've got a lot of respect for what Steve Lovell's done there. He's done very, very well, and they'll be coming on Saturday, trying to play on the front foot, have a real go at us, as we've seen with many sides already this season. But my focus is on ourselves. We want to be able to maintain our consistency, start a bit better than we have done in games, particularly in our home games. We haven't got on the ball, done enough early in the game. We've generally waited or not been too functional, I don't think, in the first half. But by the end of the second half, come on pretty strongly, and it's taken us too long to get going, and we need to address that on Saturday. We need to play a lot more positively when that game kicks off, really lift the crowd and bring them into play, rather than waiting to perhaps an hour in.
Manager's job is easy at the moment. Side must pick itself.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's easy. It doesn't feel like that. There's lots of other things, but the good point is that we've had a minimal amount of injuries, and I certainly hope that continues. And for that, the pattern that we set out pretty early on has been able to be maintained. And when you do get, let's say, consistent injuries or injuries to one area, then the changes, and you can see that the team are almost building again through maybe losing 1 or 2 players. That can happen during the course of the season, and we've worked hard to make sure that we can bring players in that can hopefully back up and keep our strengths the same. But we'll see during the course of the year. But so far so good with regard to availability, attitude of players.
Any injuries to worry about?
The only injury we have at the moment is Andre Green. Dion Donoghue is back and training, but won't be selected this weekend, more likely. We'll play in the Checker Trade next Tuesday.
For such a big squad, that's quite a healthy place to be.
And something we want to maintain. We've worked hard. We were disappointed last year, with the amount of injuries that we picked up. Some were, things we couldn't do anything about, so we understand that. But you always have to look internally first, whatever you're doing, and making sure that you're getting it right. More competitive squad. Move them around at the right time, reduce the muscle injuries. That's always been our aim, and will be now as you go through the winter.